First up, bike-bound assailants thrashed a youth in Allahabad's civil lines area last night. The manager of the showroom was beaten up. Youth on motorcycles landed at a garment store in Uttar Pradesh's Allahabad at about 9 last night when the store manager was closing down his shop. The youth reportedly assaulted the manager with lathis and then fled on their bike. The shop manager was rushed to a nearby hospital. The civil lines police station has registered a case against unidentified assailants and are trying to figure out who the culprits are using CCTV footage of the entire sequence. Dramatic pictures are on your screen. There are also visuals of a woman who's trying to intervene. The incident took place last evening in Allahabad, where unidentified youth entered a garment store in the city and started assaulting the store manager with lathis. After the brutal assault, the store manager was rushed to a nearby hospital. The police has registered a case against unidentified assailants. Let's get now out from Amir Haq, who's with us on the phone line. Amir, have the police questioned the store manager? Was this an unprovoked attack? What do we know about this? Why did this happen?
Well, yes, Simi, the police have actually found out why the store manager was attacked. In fact, out of these 6 goons, some of them were there a little while back in the store to purchase some dress material from there, but they didn't want to pay for it, and that was what, in fact, and since the store manager didn't allow them to take the goods with them, they returned back with some of their with some other people there, and they attacked him outside the store when it was being closed. Well, the police has identified all these goons through the CCTV footage, but it seems they are still on the run, and they haven't been able to actually apprehend them.
All right, Amir telling us crucial details about the entire incident. Basically, what happened is that these people approached the store earlier in the day, tried to get some garments and tried to walk out of the store without making the payment. When they were stopped by the store manager, they went out, came back again with more people and then assaulted the store manager. Amir, you're telling us that the police has been able to identify these youth, but they continue to be on the run. Do we know? Has the store manager also been able to identify them? Did he know them? Were they people who lived in nearby localities?
Well, no, Simi. The store manager didn't know these attackers. He had met them for the first time. But yes, police has been able to identify them. Also, they're trying to correlate the entire incident with another incident that happened about 15 days back when 2 of the businessmen in the same locality were in fact shot at by similar assailants. And in fact, one of those businessmen actually later succumbed to his injuries. So it's a serious case there in the civil lines area in Allahabad, and police are trying to get their act together to apprehend these criminals.
Right, and Amir, this is again a comment on the deteriorating law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh, where people think they can walk into a store and assault anyone.
Well, yes, absolutely. And, this is something for which the Allahabad police is answerable and will need to get clear answers for, because this entire incident happened out there in the open, and it created quite a flutter in the civil lines area, because civil lines happens to be the main market place in Allahabad. People are really scared about how things have gone out of control in terms of law and order in Allahabad, and police will actually have to apprehend these criminals very quickly if they want to save their face.
Right, Amir, stay on us. Let's also get a word from our Deputy Editor Shiv Arur, who's with us on the phone line. Shiv, we're playing out pictures of that assault that took place last evening in Allahabad, but this is not one of its kind. We've seen several instances over the last couple of weeks, but what's common, what the connecting link is that there's been no police action.
Absolutely correct, CB. There's a complete and chronic fearlessness of the law, which allows literally anyone to take the law into their own hands in Uttar Pradesh. If we keep a track of the number of such incidents, including the present one that we're covering, this one from Allahabad, you'd completely lose count of the number of times you've seen, in incidents of road rage, people taking the law into their own hands, roughing up people in shops like this one, a complete breakdown of any semblance of normality, even in broad daylight, in crowded areas. There appears to be a complete fearlessness of any kind of punitive action by the law. And as we've been reporting here on India Today, Simi, it appears to be because of precisely what you just mentioned, the fact that there is never any action taken, point number B, there is never any follow-up or deterrent action or strict punishments meted out to people, who indulge in such violence in Uttar Pradesh. And I think most importantly, the state leadership, Akhilesh Yadav, the Samajwadi Party, who set an example by themselves either condoning incidents of violence, making excuses for them, or members of the Samajwadi Party indulging in such violent acts themselves.
Absolutely. So we're rightly saying that in a lot of cases we're also seeing goon-like behavior from SP leaders. What's also important to note is that when violent crimes are reported from major states, you have the Chief Minister coming out and issuing a statement saying that justice will be delivered. We haven't seen one single statement from Akhilesh Yadav.
Absolutely right. Apart from making excuses or somehow justifying either outrageous comments or outrageous acts by Samajwadi Party leaders, the message obviously from the Chief Minister of the state filters down to the to the public population, to everybody in Uttar Pradesh, saying that these are activities that are condoned by the Chief Minister. These are things that are completely okay. And when you couple them with a police force which is A, completely desensitized to violence already, and B, is in no mood to take action against either defaulting politicians or literally anybody who has even a little bit of power in Uttar Pradesh. The simple fact is the stick does all the talking. The person who is a little bit stronger, who can show a little bit of force, the whole idea of gundagiri is so prevalent, so manifest in Uttar Pradesh that you see it happening literally everywhere. And I think the message from the political class in Uttar Pradesh has everything to do with why we see so many of these stories come in here, and that we get to report every single day.
Absolutely. What we're seeing is a complete breakdown of law and order in Uttar Pradesh. Shiv and Amir, thanks so much for putting the larger picture in perspective for us. The pictures on our screens are of an incident that was reported from Allahabad last evening, where a group of goons entered a store and brutally assaulted the store manager.